Hi everyone! Welcome to the FIST Safety Briefing. Please listen carefully, because safety always comes first.
Look, I know that talking about policy may seem boring and useless right now, but I promise you that knowing about our safety policies would be beneficial and advantageous for all of us. Bet!
Occupational Safety and Health Policy, UMPSA, is committed to providing a sustainably safe and healthy environment for its staff, students, and interested parties. In line with the efforts to achieve the highest standards of occupational safety and health, UMPSA will proactively prevent work-related injuries and ill health by eliminating hazards and reducing OSH risks, comply with all relevant legal requirements and other requirements, communicate OSH information to the staff, students, and interested parties as and when necessary, consult and encourage participation from the staff, students, and interested parties in any matters related to OSH, inculcate proactive safety culture among the staff, students, and interested parties, and continually improve the implementation of the occupational safety and health management system. Occupational Safety and Health Intervention Policy believes that none of its operations is so urgent that it cannot be done while prioritizing occupational safety and health and still achieve the required results. UMPSA recognizes OSH intervention as a key towards a proactive culture of OSH to maintain a safe and healthy working environment and to prevent any risk or exposure to injury, ill health, property damage, or adverse effects to the environment. OSH intervention is defined as an intentional act to be involved in any unsafe act or unsafe conditions situation in order to improve it or prevent it from getting worse. UMPSA is committed to empowering all staffs, students, and the public by delegating responsibility and authority, regardless of his or her position, age, or responsibility center to raise OSH intervention, even if it will involve stopping the current task in any situation where that person, in his or her opinion or judgment, deems such activity as either an unsafe act or unsafe condition, or both. The task that has been intervened can only be resumed after corrective action has been taken. OSH intervention shall be raised in good faith, good manner, and with respect. If there is no positive response after the intervention is raised, personnel shall immediately inform his or her superior or OSH committee in charge at his or her responsibility center or OSHMO for further action. There should be no delay in raising OSH intervention if the need arises. It can save lives. No blame shall be put on any personnel raising OSH intervention, even if upon investigation the intervention is deemed unnecessary. Occupational Safety and Health Committee, Faculty of Industrial Sciences and Technology. Advisor, Associate Professor Dr. Az. Noor Mazila. Chairman, Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Salihin. Coordinator Hairunisa Binti Osman. Secretary Nur Shahidatul Amira. Next, we're going to take a look at the Laboratory Emergency Response Team, ERT. Take a good look at the organizational chart and understand it. And here is the Emergency Response Team, ERT, for the A1 block. Take a good look at the organizational chart and understand it. You'll never know when you'll be needing their help. Being prepared is always a good safety practice after all. Now, let's take a look at the location for the assembly point in case of a building evacuation. If you're at the TTI, there are two assembly points, AP14 and AP15. Ideally, we want the FIST students and staffs to go to the assembly point AP15. However, in case of the real emergency, you can just go to any assembly point most convenient to you based on the situation. Here is the layout for the FIST's laboratories. To evacuate to assembly point number 15, just go out through the doors near FIST and Central Lab entrance on the left of the layout. Only evacuate when you heard both the fire alarm and being asked by the staff in charge.
Here's a video on where exactly is the path towards the assembly point number 15. This green poster with a QR code is the FIST OSH Info Stop Center. You'll see this poster in every FIST's labs at the Safety Info Corner. Just scan the QR code and you'll get the info regarding chemical safety data sheets, chemical registers, and many other safety-related info. Here are some hazard types that you could encounter. These are the personal protective equipment that are mandatory for you to wear before entering the lab. Make sure you got all of them. Take your time, immerse yourself in the wonders of personal protective equipment. Better safe than sorry, right? And here's the proper lab attire catered especially for the safety of our women scientists. Hey, being safe is as important as being fashionable too. Go on, read carefully. For housekeeping, clean the surface of the table using a disinfectant fluid. Clean all switch surfaces and laboratory equipment, micropipette, hot plate, etc. used during your experiment. Never forget to wash your hands with proper techniques before leaving the lab. Do's and don'ts in the laboratory. Do know the potential hazards of the materials used in the laboratory. Review the safety data sheet, SDS, and container label prior to using a chemical. Do know the location of safety equipment such as emergency showers, eye washes, fire extinguishers, fire alarms, spill kits, and first aid kits. Do review the emergency procedures to ensure that necessary supplies and equipment for spill response and other accidents are available. Do practice 5S to minimize unsafe work conditions such as obstructed exits and safety equipment, cluttered benches and hoods, and accumulated chemical. Do wear personal protective equipment when working with chemicals. This includes eye protection, lab coat, gloves, and appropriate foot protection, no sandals. Gloves should be made of a material known to be resistant to permeation by the chemical in use. Before starting the experiment, please refer to equipment SOP attached to each equipment. Do wash your skin promptly if contacted by any chemical, regardless of corrosivity or toxicity at least 15 minutes. Do label and store chemicals properly. All chemical containers should be labeled to identify the container contents, no abbreviations or formulas, and hazard information. Chemicals should be stored by hazard groups and chemical compatibilities. Do use the fume hoods when processes or experiments may result in the release of toxic or flammable vapors, fumes, or dusts. And now for the don'ts in the lab. Don't eat, drink, chew gum, or apply cosmetics in areas where chemicals are used and stored. Don't perform unauthorized experiment. Don't store food in laboratory freezer or ovens. Don't drink water from laboratory water sources. Don't use laboratory glassware to prepare or consume food. Don't taste the chemicals. Also, it is not recommend to smell the chemical. Don't pipette by mouth. Leave potentially hazardous experiments or operations unattended without prior approval from the lab instructor. Don't use chipped, cracked, or dirty glassware. Don't work alone in the laboratory after office hour. Don't dispose chemical waste into sink drains. Don't immerse hot glassware in cold water. The glassware may shatter. Don't look into a container that is being heated. How to label your chemical correctly. If you transferred your chemical from its original container, primary container, into other secondary containers such as shot bottle or something, you need to label the secondary container properly. Here are several information required for the new chemical container. Do not label like the one on the right. Take your time to understand and memorize the required info. If you're doing a research where you need to leave your experiment or instrument unattended for a while, make sure you fill in the apparatus left in use form, like the one in the slide, and neatly place it at your workstation. You can get this form from the FIST Technical Office counter. Just ring the bell and ask for it. We're happy to assist you. Here are some of the safety equipment provided in the FIST laboratories. Get familiar with their location and the proper way to use them. Who knows, you might need one. On every lab, you'll find these white plastic bottles. These are called carboys. You can dispose your chemical waste based on its type into the carboy, based on the labels. Do not throw your chemical waste into the sink. Let's watch this video on how to use the emergency safety shower. I hope you don't need to use one, but if you do, hey, at least you know how to operate it.
Chemical. In the event that a chemical or hazardous liquid does get into your eyes, proceed immediately to the nearest eye wash station. It may be difficult to see, so ask someone for help. Most eye wash stations have a lever or handle to activate the water flow. Activate the water flow and place your eyes directly in the water. You will need to hold your eyelids open and let the water wash your eyes for 15 minutes. It will not be comfortable to hold your eyes open in the water for that long, but it is necessary to flush out the hazardous material, and it is well worth it to save your eyes. Have someone call security and check the SDS for the material that was splashed in your eyes. Ensure that security documents the incident with an incident report afterward. Consult a doctor if any irritation or ill effects remain after 15 minutes of flushing. If a chemical spill occurs over a large portion of the body, it will be necessary to use the safety shower. Move immediately to the shower and begin removing contaminated clothing. If you are in the lab with someone who needs to use the shower, assist them. Let the water flow for 15 minutes to fully rinse your skin to remove the hazardous material. Now is not the time for modesty. You will want to remove all the hazardous material from your body. Have someone check the SDS to determine if any further action is required based on the chemical or hazardous material.
Here's how to use a fire extinguisher. Only use it if you're properly trained or under a situation where time is of the essence. If it is not an immediate emergency, just call the lab owner or our very own lab firefighters to extinguish the fire. Meet our first aiders. If you need first aid treatment, just call them. Their information can be found on the lab's info corner. If you witness or involve in any incident involving injuries and illness, you must make a report to the lab owner, technical staff, or the lecturer involved in the subject experiment. Do not conceal accident that occurs on our premise. This is for our own good. If the accident happened after office hour where there are no staffs around, you may call the emergency hotline number. You are now at the end of your safety briefing. Congratulations for completing it. Before you go, please fill in this safety briefing attendance link. It is compulsory. And thank you for your time. Stay safe.